I'm sorry, what did you say? No, thank you, thank you. That's, you cannot imagine how touching that is to me. Thank you. I joke sometimes. People say, "Oh, you know, do you mind meeting the fans, and does it bother you when people want to talk to you?" And I always say, I've been doing this for decades, and it's only since I've been on Supernatural that anybody cared. So I'm very, very grateful to have the attention and the kindness from all of you. You make an old guy feel really, really good. Thank you, thank you. So, can you all come to my next convention? I should bring my mom. See, Mom, I told you some people like me. So, anyway, you have a question?
Yeah, sure. I recently watched, I think, one of the scariest series I've ever seen, Harper's Island. And yeah, and you worked with Kate Cassidy, the first Ruby on Supernatural. And you got some stories to share with us.
Well, I don't have a lot of stories about Kate because I did one scene with Katie on Supernatural. And I did one scene with Katie on Harper's Island. So we're good friends. I love Katie, but I've done 2 scenes with her in 3 years. So I will. The first time I met Katie, we were getting ready to shoot the scene on Supernatural where Bobby is testing the cold and fires it at Ruby, and I had not met her before, and they called me for rehearsal, and I came out of my trailer, and I saw Katie sitting on the steps of her trailer, and she was smoking a cigarette and sitting here looking at her lines, and I came up to her. I had never met her before, and I started ragging her about smoking, and telling her how, you know, she seemed, I don't know you, but you seem like a really nice girl, and I'd love to see you, you know, grow into a very nice, healthy, old girl. And she, you know, she took it very nicely, but I think she was kind of like, who is this guy? And then we shot the scene, and then I didn't see her again until Harper's Island. So, but when we saw each other on the set of Harper's Island, it was, you know, we were like old friends. She's a very sweet girl, and she's very good. One of the things about Harper's Island that I think was really difficult, particularly for her, was that although the show lasted over 13 weeks, the story only covered a few days. And so she has a scene where her father gets killed right in front of her eyes, and she spends the rest of the series only being a few minutes or hours after that. So you can imagine if you saw your father get killed in front of your eyes and a bloody axe falling through his head, and if you had to feel the way that would feel, but you had to do it on camera every day for the next 3-4 months. I thought she did a really, really excellent job of maintaining consistency in that grief, which the strange thing about acting is that you can pull up all these emotional tools and you can use your experiences to create a moment and make it richer because of something you know. And it's great. It's a great tool to be able to do that. But at the same time, your body doesn't know it isn't real. And so, if you know how it feels, if you're in a screaming argument with your best friend or your mate, and how horrible it feels after, well, in real life, you have a screaming argument for 30 minutes, and then you go off somewhere and cool down, and they cool down, and you come back, and whatever happens, happens. But we have screaming arguments that last for 12 hours. Or we have, we lose someone we love for 12, 13, 14 hours in a row. We keep losing them. And your body feels like it's real. And so I think it must have been very hard for Katie, because she had to keep her mind and her body in a perpetual state of shock and brand new grief.